The Crafty Cockney Way. Featuring Eric Bristow. His top 10 tips. And exclusive interviews and highlights.
Well, as you say, I know most of the top players in the game, and every so often I think any sport brings one player to the top. If you look through any sport, there's always one player like this. And in darts, Eric is the number one.
Goes again.
I think for a fact that he is a very, very unique person, a very unique sportsman. He has got so much of determination, which I think which is the main part of being a good sportsman. Doesn't give up. He's cocky, but he's good. Very good.
Yeah! Up he goes like a rocket. Lowe gives the grin of the vanquished. There's the winner, Eric Bristow. The championship holder last year makes history. He's won the Embassy twice, and he's done it on the trot. Absolutely superb. Champion Eric Bristow.
I think Eric Bristow has definitely shown himself to be one of a kind. He's done it all, and I think a lot of players look up to him for that reason and probably would like to follow him.
In my opinion, Eric Bristow's #1 player in the world. I think that's due to his just desire to win.
Eric, you require 8.
This could be it. Double 4, double 2, double 1.
Yes!
I think it's dedication, obviously, and obviously having the right people around him. I mean, his father and mother, I mean, they pushed him along, and he took the right track, and he's always been there. And he's still one of those guys that if he can't win this year, he'll win it next year.
Bristow leaves, double 16.
Thank you.
Usually seen in every pub, picked up easily. As Lowe, 140. Almost like an athlete coming into the stadium, a lap behind. As Bristow looks at one dart for the match, double 16. In the end, the scoreline looks like an avalanche. Bristow 6 sets, John Lowe 2. But Lowe had his moments, he fought. Bristow world champion for the 4th time. Takes the Embassy, takes the applause.
Every now and again there's someone born that has just that little thing that they need. And you can be a brilliant dart player in this game and never reach Eric's standard or whatever, because you've got to have that little bit here that somebody else doesn't have.
Moving in, double 8, 3 darts to go. Double 4. Double 2. Yes, it's there! Wickett played well, but it was brilliant Bristow, showing his world dominance. It was something to cherish for the Crafty Cockney fans. There he goes, his 3rd consecutive world title.
Eric's been my worst enemy for a lot of years, but I still admire the man. I think he's got dedication, more so than anybody else. And as far as I go, if I don't be #1 next year, I hope Eric gets it back, because he's the best.
Double 16 to go ahead. Yes, that's the first hit. Eric Bristow. Hope he doesn't do that at Buckingham Palace when he goes for the go.
Eric Bristow is certainly the best. Having won his first major title at the tender age of 19, he has never looked back. rewriting the record book every year since. Eric's cunning style and tremendous ability have made him a legend in the sport of darts.
Hi, I'm Eric Bristow, and to me playing darts is as natural as breathing. It's automatic. I just use a style I've been accustomed to and away I go. On the other hand, if you haven't developed a particular style or possibly picked up some bad habits along the way, you're going to need some coaching to get you on track. So that's why I made this video, and I hope you enjoy it.
The video is separated into 10 tips or chapters. Think of it as a reference book. Take it one section at a time, and when you feel the need, stop the tape and go back and review it. Tip number 1 begins with an introduction to the game. Here Eric will help you get started by discussing the various elements of a dart and the proper setup procedure for the board and the oche. In tips number 2, 3, and 4, we use a new slow motion device to best illustrate the 3 fundamentals of the game: grip, stance, and throw. Here, Eric will analyze other players as they display the basic fundamentals of the game using the standard style. He also tells us how his form was developed from the basics and some helpful hints to be aware of. Tips 5 and 6 will discuss the 2 most popular games in darts. Eric's favorite, the traditional British game of 501, and the more recent and somewhat controversial game of American cricket. Tip 7 is on practicing. Here, Eric will explain some helpful exercises that can be both fun and productive, along with some tips on tournament preparation as well. Tip 8 will focus on the mental game. As this is one of the Crafty Cockney's favorite areas, his tips will give you valuable insights on how to control your mental state and maintain peak performance. Tip 9 will inform you of Eric's do's and don'ts, which will help you develop into a respected competitor right away. Finally, tip 10 is Eric's blueprint for success on your way up the darts ladder. The emphasis here is on dedication, commitment, and above all, remembering to have fun along the way. Tip number 1, equipment.
Popularity is the fact that it's quite an inexpensive sport. I mean, if you take what a set of darts cost to say what a set of golf clubs cost, and obviously it's such a small space, you can play the game in such a small space, and I think that really comes down to a lot of it. And obviously the socialising of it. A lot of people go out to a bar and have a drink and whatever, and they can pick up a set of darts and enjoy themselves. And, you know, throughout the whole world now, it's grown.
Well, darts sure have come a long way from the days of wooden shafts and feathered flights. But one thing still remains, and that is that your equipment is essential to your overall performance. Be sure, when you're choosing your darts, to get what feels comfortable to you. I use a 22-gram nickel tungsten dart with a metal shaft. If you're just starting out, I suggest a less expensive, light, brass dart to help you determine the proper weight and barrel best suited to your own personal preference. Now let's take a closer look at the elements of the dart, the board and the oche. The first thing you'll notice about a dart is its flight. Today they are made mostly of polyester and come in various shapes and sizes. They detach from the dart to allow for maximum accuracy and avoid unwanted deflections. The shaft's function is to hold the flight the correct distance from the barrel. The correct shaft length can help the dart enter the board at the appropriate angle. The wrong length can cause unwanted blockouts. The barrels of darts range from brass, nickel and tungsten. The much denser tungsten used by today's professionals